Personally, I think it will definitely be up and keep going. Why? When we have a country where about 35% are having free fuel, you know what I mean? When you go to the people that are on top, having a whole lot of fat salary, but still they have free fuel.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Broad Daylight with me, Preslamo. Today is first March and it's made in Ghana, man. So Charlie, anything that you can rep for Ghana, just keep on repping for Ghana. And then I think it will be a nice thing to do. Today my guest is Mr. Michael Tsatsu. He's the CEO of MEG Farms and doubles as a speaker and a journalist. He's actually with Pan-African Radio and Freedom FM. So we'll be talking about some few current issues making headlines, and then the main topic, which is press freedom. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Miss Priscilla.
It's a pleasure having you in our studios.
It's a pleasure here too. And I salute your crew and everyone here.
We salute you too.
Yeah.
So tell me about MEG Farms. What is the meaning of MEG?
Oh, okay. So MEG is basically an acronym of few best people that I have around me.
Okay.
And when the dream of starting a farm actually came, I just cast my mind and I saw them around. So I just took their first names and combined it to be MEG.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So what are you into in terms of farming?
Right. Currently we doing mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, and we just started orange flesh sweet potatoes.
Okay.
So, but in the near future, we'll be going into cassava as well, and bees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which year did you start?
2017.
Okay.
You're very young, but
Oh, you would term it as young, but I don't see it to be young. How big is the place?
So the mushroom is sitting on half an acre land.
Okay.
And the sweet potatoes, we have 10 acres, but our mites could handle 5. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. But after first harvest, we know we have to multiply the land and with the vents and things. So we're hoping after first harvest, we'll zoom into real business.
Okay, so is it a joint business?
Joint, no.
So you are the one handling it.
Yes.
Where do you get your support from? Where do you get money to fund it?
Personal savings and personal savings for now.
Okay. Interesting. Anyway, I have to acknowledge that we need more people like you to pay more attention to agricultural sector, because we can't stand importing food.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
People who have taken upon themselves to be doing what you are doing, I think they should be pushed.
Sure.
So please, I am recommending MEG Farms when you need fresh potatoes.
Orange
Potatoes. And then mushrooms.
Yeah.
Please. Oyster mushrooms. Make it a point to contact him. And he'll give his details after the whole show. And then you contact him so that Charlie made it Ghana anyway. Okay. Now to the business of the day. Before we move to free press. Now the main brouhaha in the nation is we are battling with fuel hike, which is automatically or basically affecting our transports. And then our controversial E-Levy is also in the pipeline. You address this too, but let's start with the transport first. It's up.
Very up.
Wow.
And personally, I think it will definitely be up and keep going. Why? When we have a country where about 35% are having free fuel, you know what I mean? When you go to the people that are on top, having a whole lot of fat salary, but still they have free fuel. They go with their fat tanks. That the other time, people that drive Picanto and these small vehicles, the other time I was filling, and it took me 100 cedis to fill a tank. And then I was wondering, how much fuel will V8 have? And these are ministers that go to fuel stations and have fuel and go. They don't pay, at least directly. They don't pay. So what do you expect? Where do we get the backing from to cover up what they are using? It will be the ordinary Ghanaians that will pay. So when I sit and I realize there is an up in fuel, it doesn't shock me, because right now, when especially the current government came into power, you realize we have a main minister, we have two deputies, we have assistant deputies, and just fat government, and all these people need fuel, right? So,
But with that, with the current government, he came to reduce the ministers.
mhm,
He came to reduce the number of ministers we were having.
yeah,
And then upon the news also reaching us as of yesterday, is that he's going to slash the
Keep slashing, yeah.
allowance of the ministers by 20%. Don't you think that is a step in the right direction? Or
Yes, it's a right footing, actually. But I think these things, looking at the previous government, NDC, which they stand to be, I see them as the socialist kind of governance. They supposed to start this thing, and then this current government will be in the other side, the capitalists, which actually deals with finance, money. They come to use the money, no matter where the money is, they will use it. But it's rather unfortunate that the previous government didn't see this kind of thing. Their initiative were creating rooms for more people to come on board. You get it? So when they are saying, "Oh, okay, we've realized the government is fat." Remember it in early 2021 when he started his appointment in government. This were some key words coming out: fat governance, fat government. You get it? So now I think they've listened to advice, and we just hope this cutting will be real.
okay, so will your advice to government be that ministers or member of parliament should start paying for their fuel?
For fuel, yes. And if it's an official duty, I heard, I can't actually reference correctly, but I heard someone saying that we need a bus for them. So you come in for parliamentary sitting, there's one bus, just one fuel. They will all go there. When you are going to visit your constituency, pay your fuel. Just, you have the money, they have the money. Pay your fuel, and then just go. That is sacrifice. Leadership is all about sacrifice, right? So that is sacrifice. If you think government has to give you money, everything, come on.
Okay, so I believe they are now going to show leadership as Speaker of Parliament said that government is about to do some deductions and slashing, so they should show leadership.
Exactly.
So they'll
They
be
should
showing
endure.
leadership very soon.
They should endure. And I don't think they will be suffering, because because their salaries and allowances and even slashed, they are still better. Yes. So when it is slashed, I see 20% as they are being merciful. Slash that. If you want to slash this capitalist we're talking about, slash it 75, 50. Yes. That's to me personally.
Interesting. Okay. So what is your initial comments on the controversial E-Levy? Do you think it's a step in the right direction, or do you think it's the messiah for the nation as it is being claimed?
So I happen to have the chance to work somewhere, um, a translation bureau. So what happens is that I realize most of the fat monies they pay, when I say fat, I mean huge monies that they pay to either contractors, workers, the smart ones are no longer taking checks, because checks, when you go, the bank will have their own things, the charges and here and there. But when you come to the mobile monies, NTN takes a percentage, the rest is yours. Where is the tax on the fat monies? Now, an ordinary Ghanaian pays MTN. That one, we are ordinary. We get the feeling that ish, this deduction, you see it. But when it comes to the bigger ones, I don't see them feeling that kind of contribution to the nation. We only see deduction for MTN, for the networks, that one. So where is the share of the government or the nation? So I think E-Levy is actually good,
Okay.
because most of the people are playing smart by moving towards the uh, e-cash runnings. You get it. So I think it's kind of a savior. Although the ordinary Ghanaian will feel the impact, but it's, you see, one thing about leadership and initiative is that the higher you climb, the clearer you see. So when you are at the bottom, you only see around the bottom line. But when you climb higher, you understand that this initiative is not just about NPP, it's not just about NDC, it's not partisan, it's for the nation. And I just hope and pray that this will save the nation.
Now, the ordinary Ghanaian is actually lamenting on the fact that we have so many things that we can do to revive the nation if indeed they say the economy is coming down. And per what the government is saying, they said E-Levy is going to be transparent. That leaves people questioning that. So all these were all the things we were doing were not transparent.
Exactly. I asked myself the same question. That's when you're saying for E-Levy it will be transparent. Transparent. How? Now, they said RTI or something like that.
Yeah, right information.
Thank you. So you can request for the breakdown of all the charges they've, like, this corruption issue. I am saying that, well, whatever they put out there will be transparent for us to see, for the account people to read through the line. But what about the ones they don't put out there? What happens to that one? You get it. So we just live by faith.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh wow. Now to our main topic for today, we are talking about free press. What is your general overview about journalism practice in Ghana?
Well, you see, to every profession, there are different dimensions.
Okay.
What I mean is that to every profession, there are this category of people that professionally do their work, and there's another group of people that do what they are supposed to do professionally with a business mindset. And I put the third people, and that for the fun of the profession. They are just there for the fun. You get it? So journalism in Ghana, I see it in these three folds: the professional level, the business level, and then the fun level. The professional, they are the ones that do what the ethics asks us to do. And if you've been to an institution that trains professionally, you should be aware of the ethics. You should know that you are to do your work without fear or favor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll come to the watchdog things. But the business people, they are the people that just need money, business minded. What do I have to do to get the money? Do I have to bend some rules to get the money? Do I have to cut corners? Business minded people in the profession. And then for the fun, okay, what do I need to do to get more viewers? What do I need to get more listeners? What do I to trend? So journalism in Ghana is actually difficult.
Okay.
It's difficult.
So your overall overview of the practice of journalism in Ghana is that it's difficult.
Yes, based on the stipulative things I've mentioned.
Okay, so is practicing journalism in Ghana safe?
I will still draw from my last comment that it's in threefold. You see, those that are in the business category, they are the people that are making the ones that are doing the thing professionally, ethically, find themselves in a tight corner. Because when you put out the truth, I don't know if as a journalist you sleep and sleep. For me, I don't sleep and sleep. I sleep with an eye open, because those that have these doors that are locked 14 times, security doors 14 times, they are sleeping and they are being caught, they are being flashed out. And for us, that's clack 3 maximum. You get it? So when you want to practice professionally, ethically, you are security. Your security is at stake. Actually, security is at stake. So I think it's very tight. It's tight. It's tight. But we need to do what we ought to do. Yes.
When you say that you sleep with your eye open, when you're doing the right thing, isn't it a plus for you to just be open and then feel free and sleep?
It is. It is. That is how a normal society ought to be. But fortunately for some people, unfortunately for some people, it is not. It is not. And you bear with me that recently I was reading something about I call him boss Caleb at City.
Yeah, Caleb Kuda.
Yes. And then there was this write up about him that he was beaten and
national security.
Yes. And I was asking myself, beaten? Why? He was not sleeping when he was beaten. He went to do his job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And was there boundaries, or do we have a certain class of people that they accept journalists to interrogate, and there are some people that are above interrogation? That will cause a journalist that is doing his work being beaten. When you sit, you ask yourself, so next time when I see a service personnel not doing his right thing, the right thing to do, not doing it rightly, do I have to complain? You get it? So it's here and there, it's here and there. But yes, even in the dustbin, there are certain good things there. Yes. So no matter how corrupt the society is, we'll still have to do our job.
Interesting. Even in a dustbin,
Yeah.
there is something good in the dustbin.
Yes.
I see. Do you see political influence in our practice as journalists?
When we say politics, I, from a this background, I think politics is everything. So we sitting here is politics. You picking your phone, deciding to use MTN over Vodafone, is politics. You deciding to wear African print in March, is politics. So politics is everywhere. But the bad aspect of that politics is when you partisan it. Partisan politics I'm referring to. So when you do the partisan, that is where the problem is. And to your question, I think should rather be the partisan.
Yeah, it's a partisan. I mean, so do we see political party influence in our line of duty or partisan?
Yes, very clear. You realize that when this current government came, there were some stations that were closed with a whole lot of issues. Right now, I don't know their standing, but you can vividly remember that they tag such stations are as the NDC, the other government, the other parties. You get it? Why? What makes them or as a what makes a particular station partisan? It's what they do. So you realize that they project, instead of putting out the right information, right? The right information will be there, but they kind of massage the thing to suit their line. So that is the problem. That is the problem. And I wouldn't say it is their fault entirely. It is actually the fault of society. That I will bring that one up when.
So what has corrupted our professionalism?
Exactly.
as journalists?
Society.
When you say society, what do you mean?
Society as society. You see, when you report, supposing you go live and you report on the president, what kind of feedback do you think you have? You have attention, right? Especially when you go to report something negative about the president or his governance or his government. Which people do you think will fall in line with what you're saying? The opposition, right? And when you do otherwise, the government, the current party will be with you. They'll praise what you are doing, right? Exactly. So it means that society in that context want to hear something good, something in their favor. They don't care what the real thing is. Just maneuver your way to push it to their side. That's what they want. And journalists, the ones at the business side, read in between this line and they are taking advantage of it. So when I know that this phone is 2,000 cedis currently, and I go out to say it is 5,000 because of the current government, you know that the opposition will come to my side, right? They will give me something for reporting what is not there. Okay, let me weigh the options. So when I report the right one, they will say, oh, it's to their credit. There's no need to give him anything. They are doing the right thing. So business-wise, you say that, okay, let me take this side. You push your story to the other side. You make it. You are done. You are done. So it's society that has corrupted the system, the profession. We know the right thing. Yes, we do. But society made us to choose money over the profession.
So, aside society, what else?
Society can stand for an individual. Society can stand for an organization. Society can stand anything at all. So I push the biggest blame on society. And also society in a aspect of our association, like the GJ. Yes, I have a take on what they are doing.
Okay.
When we move forward.
Okay, so what have we omitted in our practice as journalists?
Omissions. I think this is where I will bring the Ghana Journalists Association in. This association has been there for long, right? And they've done well. They've done well. And still doing. But one thing I want to say is that the rules are there. Right now I'm here. Can the president of the GJ say he has my records?
No, that for that one, you have to go and register with them.
Yes, I'm coming there.
That you want to be a part of them.
I'm coming there. So we have a whole lot of institution training journalists, and we have some that are quacks. Like for real, you get it. So you as a professional body, I think what they should rather do is to liaise with the institutions. Once you are going to graduate your students, you make them register, you make them pay. Like they should inculcate it into the university curriculum, that once you are about to graduate as a journalist, you should form part of the association. Now when you are part of the association, that's when you go and sit live streaming and then you blow non-factual statements, you'll be caught responsible. Now when we are done and they find something wrong about our interview and they call me, I can just tell them, I'm not part of your association, so you don't have any control over me. And I have a standing, right? I'm not part of you, so you don't use your rules to beat me. You get it? But when it becomes compulsory that once you choose the profession of journalism, you would have to fall under their umbrella. That means their rules, their regulations will be part of what you do. You get it? Recently, the issue of this arrests. Some, they said it's contempt of courts and so on and so on. Well, should this association be in a better position of accounting for all journalists in this country? Do you think if the court rules that what you've said is the false, do you think they will be charging this corporate 3,000, someone's fuel money? 3,000, like for real, in Ghana. You have the audacity to sit live and then say that, oh, the president has an influence in the verdict, and the judges sat, call for evidence, and you're not able to provide, or you've provided, and in the end they rule that, oh, what you said was not true, and you are charged 3,000. Come on.
So are you saying that 3,000 is not enough, or?
No, if the person is guilty, I'm choosing my words very carefully. If the person is guilty that he or she puts out wrong information, and in the Ghana Journalists Association, their ethics, you are supposed to verify your source. You are supposed to bring nothing but the truth. So if you go and you know this is not true and you say it and you are caught as a culprit, you see, one, the association will come after you, and then two, the nation will come after you. You get it? With all these two parties joining forces against you, do you think you will survive? So it's high time this association like up their game.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so from your point of view, it's like they are omitting something. That is why certain things are happening
In
the practice of journalism.
exactly.
Okay. Now, we are noted to be the fourth estate of the realm. And then we are supposed to serve as watchdogs for the nation. We report issues as they are and make sure they are always factual. Are we really doing that?
To some extent, yes. And to some extent, no. We are not doing. You see, funnily, watchdogs, that's one aspect of the language when you think about it. You see, when you are a watchdog, you are either chained or caged, right? You are limited to some extent. Is that not so? And your royalty is to your master, and loyalty as well is to your master. So the royalty and loyalty all to your master, service to your master. Like, now the problem is who is our master? Journalists. If we are the watchdogs, who is our master? And I have this perception that the society should be our better master, right? So when we are doing our work, we are doing it for society, not for the president, not for the MPs, not for people in power or authority. You get it? So if we have it that society is our master, then we'll serve society right. You get it? So being the watchdog, when you choose as a journalist that the MP is my master, you do everything in that circle just to suit just to find favors from him. I don't know if you are getting
So
what I'm coming from.
shouldn't that also come under the umbrella of the GJA?
Exactly. Exactly. So when I'm saying that when they are up their game, these things will be minimized. That's a journalist pledging allegiance to a certain class of personalities in society. No, that is not our core. Our core is to society. So once you pick up the profession that you are a journalist, you are not someone's property. No. You belong to the society, you belong to the nation. So when category A of personalities have issues, you report. When B has issues, you report. Just report the truth and make society judge. Not you. You see, our training suggests that we are very smart. Yes, very smart. Journalists are smart. If you don't know, I'm telling you, journalists are very smart. So once they know the line and they weigh the options, they go for the better one. It's everywhere, except the ones that are doing their work professionally. Professionally. So I think the association should act again.
Okay, so what do you make of what is your definition for a free press?
Right. So free press. Free in what context? Is it free to be able to say what you want to say? Is that what the freedom is about? Or free to report the fact? So it depends on the individual's definition of freedom. The free thing. You get it? Someone will say, I am limited because he is not given the chance to say what he has in his mind. Remember, if you are serving, you put out what your master wants, right? So if we are serving the society, we put out what the society wants, not what we want. We all have our opinions, but professionally, you put yours aside. Yes, and report what society wants to hear. That's all. That's all. It doesn't matter if you go to the elections and you vote for NDC, MPP, CPP, PPP, whatsoever. You put that one aside and report the fact. Exactly.
I see. Now, the National Democratic Congress is petitioning Commonwealth to investigate the current government MPP and that they are infringing on some human rights. And this was filed yesterday by the General Secretary of the NDC, Johnson Esiedun. What is your take on this?
You see, I don't know why we need, I call them third party. When you define the nation as developing to, they have issues, and we can't even say we are developed. And then when you can also not say that you are under developing. How do we come out of the developing to a developed? It's when we can sit and solve our issues. When we can sit and solve our issues, that makes it so you can't go around and then spreading your dirty cloth everywhere. Like I don't understand. I'm yet to read meanings into the file, right? But my take is that when you think we are infringing or the party is infringing, what is your point? Infringing what? Like,
Arrest of journalists.
so I wanted to say the demonstration that they are stopping you to demonstrate. Is that the infringement? And arrest of journalists. Well, I don't want to be biased
Okay.
because I'm from the profession. No. But when it comes to arrest of journalists, especially when we want to narrow it down to journalists, what caused the arrest? Me, I always approach issues from um, the social context. So, what caused the arrest? What did the person do? Now, when the law states that the person is right, then what do you do to the people that arrested the person? You get it? Now, when the law proves that the person is wrong, actually, what does the person go through? So, the pros and cons of this human right has to be looked at again, actually. Yes, it has to be looked at again. And quickly put, I was following the verdict of Oheneba.
Okay.
I was thinking that his verdict was rushed. That's my personal view. In that, if I was given the opportunity to sit on the bench, I would rather slow the issue down, make him bring facts to support his thing, and actually give him the chance to come out clear. Because I see him as an experienced journalist, right? He has been on the field for quite a number of years. So whatever he says, I see him as having something because he's aware of the ethics. So whatever he says has some basis. So allow him to bring the facts. If he is not able to bring the facts, then you realize that 3,000 or it was 3,000, 5,000, 3,000. That 3,000 thing they charged him was below the belt. And if he comes out with a fact, then you realize that 3,000 they charge him was a bad one. Then the nation has to refund and actually appease him. You get it? So I was thinking that the verdict was so fasting, like, yeah.
I see. Interesting. Now, before we wrap up, how do you envisage the practice of journalism in Ghana? Where in the near future, where do you see?
In the near future, I see the association upping their game. Once the association decides to up its game, journalism will be the profession that every Ghanaian. See, I always tell this my downstream people that personally I think every Ghanaian should have a background in journalism. Yes, because you'll be exposed to a whole lot of things. Now, when you are exposed, you are not limited. But when you just, I wouldn't say waste, but spend your time in just one profession that trains you towards that profession and that profession alone, you realize that you are limited. Once you are out of that context, you are limited. So I see journalism in every Ghanaian. Yes. So once you are trained like that and you know your right, you know the ethics, you know what to do, you know what to say and what not to say at this point in time, the nation will be better than today.
I see.
Yes.
What would be your final words to your colleague journalists?
Wow. Final word. You see, we are called to serve. Yes. And it's high time we, as journalists, see our calling as religious. The way we commit ourselves to religious things, let's be committed to our work like that. If you are Muslim, if you are a Christian, or whatsoever your religion is, the way you can't go to your place of worship and then say certain things we say live, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring that attitude to our work. Let's bring that attitude to our practice. You can't just come out and say something that you don't have the facts, something that you don't have anything tangible to back. Yes. So, fellow journalists and senior men, please, let's do the right thing. Let's practice our ethics. We've been saying that, oh, Ghana, we have the laws, we have the things stipulated in the constitutions and our books. Please, let's do what is we know the right things. I can't say that as a professional journalist you don't know the ethics. Come on, where did you have your training? It is there. Even if they don't say it in the lecture hall, the notes are there, the books are there. You are supposed to read them. So once you call yourself a journalist, professional journalist, you are aware of the ethics. Let's do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much too. If somebody wants to contact you, where would the person find you? What are your handles?
Right. I always go by Michael Tsatsu.
Okay.
And MYK Tsatsu.
Okay.
That's Mike Tsatsu.
Okay.
MYK. I like acronyms. Sorry.
Okay.
Like acronyms. So Michael Yao Kafui Tsatsu.
Okay. So MYK.
Yes, Tsatsu.
On which media handle?
Instagram.
Okay.
MYK
Okay.
Tsatsu. But Facebook, I have Michael Tsatsu.
Okay.
And then all the other ones, LinkedIn, Michael Tsatsu. Yeah.
All
Just
right.
want a uniform thing. So
Okay. A pleasure having you in our studios.
it's a pleasure too.
Thank you so much for your input. And I believe that this video will go far for people to listen, for us to be committed to our work as journalists. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation to come in on Broad Daylight. We are grateful.
Thank you for your time as well and the exposure. It's nice.
Alright, so this is where we draw today's curtains on Broad Daylight. My name is Priscilla Moore. Until another episode, don't forget to log on to our social media handles. Facebook is CMGA TV, YouTube is CMGA TV, Twitter at CMGA TV, and Instagram also on CMGA TV. Follow us on CM Online Radio for more authentic and soothing music and other programs as well, and authentic stories on cmonline.com.gh. Until another Broad Daylight episode with me, Priscilla. Bye.